and welcome again to From Wayne to Wonder, the Batman review. What's up, guys? Welcome to Project Potter. Welcome back to From Wayne to Wonder, our Batman review. My name is Kyle, your host. Go check out the other content on the channel, guys, if this is your first time here. If not, welcome back to Batman. So really quick, guys, this is my first time through the Keaton movies. I've already seen Dark Knight trilogy, I should say. I've already seen Joker, Batman v Superman, all that stuff, guys. So last week was my first time through the 1999 Batman. I was a little disappointed. I have good news, guys, that I can report that I was much more pleased with this iteration in Batman Returns. So yeah, we're reviewing Batman Returns, guys. Here, the sequel to the 1989 Batman, starring Michael Keaton alongside Danny DeVito as the Joker. Excuse me, not the Joker. Wow, as the Penguin. And yeah, if you haven't seen the show before, guys, we do kind of my quick thoughts on the show. We do the hero we deserve, which is my favorite character. We do the character who watched the world burn, which is my least favorite character, score to 10. And then we do the rankings. I forgot to do the rankings last week, guys. So in case you're wondering, it was 1989 Batman number 1, number 2, 1966 Adam West Batman. So we're going to jump right into it. Going through this movie, guys, some scenes I really liked. First of all, right away, I like there's a Christmas theme. Love Christmas themes, guys, in any movies like Die Hard. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I won't argue with anyone about that. Very obvious it's a Christmas movie. But I just love like the snowy scene. It just sets a great tone, and just the fact that everyone's like, "Oh, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas," and we see this couple like start off and they're kind of rushing and they're kind of hiding like a carriage, and I'm like, "Oh, this is no good." And then they throw this child, this little baby. They throw this baby who we know is Penguin over into the river in like a carriage that's kind of enclosed, and then it's cool opening because the credits go through and it follows him as he goes eventually into the sewer. We flash forward 33 years later to Gotham City, and so this is how the Penguin was born. And guys, let me just tell you that Danny DeVito absolutely murders this role as the Penguin. It's weird. Well, it's not weird because I kind of expected him to do really well in this role because I've seen him as Frank Reynolds on Sunny, and so he's like really good at playing that goofy, like crazy, like when he fucking jumps out of the couch when he's naked on It's Always Sunny. Like I just expect weird things from him, and he plays such a great villain as the Penguin, where they kind of toy around with the idea of like him being a human, and they talk to him. He tries to play the sympathetic character. He comes up and they're like, "Oh, Penguin is a bird who cannot fly." He's like, "My name is Oswald Cobblepot," and they're like, "Oh, Oswald, how are you? Like, how are you doing?" And he's like, "I want to find my parents." He finds out his parents are dead, and so he's like, "They left me for dead, basically." He said I was the first son, but they treated me like the second. I thought all that stuff was really, really great. But guys, I did not know the Christopher Walken is in this movie, and so for the rest of the review, guys, I'm going to be talking like Christopher Walken, and so some of you are going to hate this, and I say, have you seen this watch? Christopher Walken, who plays, I think his name is Max Schrex, is the guy. He's kind of like a billionaire. He's got a lot of money, and he tries to kill Selina Kyle, who is his assistant, who finds out they're taking power from the people of Gotham, and she's like, "I found your files." Actually, she doesn't talk like that because she's not Christopher Walken, but he finds out that he's like, "Yeah, I could get." She's like, "What are you gonna do? Just kill me?" And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna kill you. I can't just kill you." He's like, "It is that easy though." And he's like, and then she's like, "Oh, for a second he had me scared." And then he pushes her out a window, but Christopher Walken, "You cannot kill Selina Kyle because she dies." And the cats, like Hocus Pocus, the Hocus Pocus cats come in and they just revive her. She follows stories and they lick her and they give her powers and she comes back. Very, very weird sequence, guys. But Christopher Walken thought he could kill the cat, but the cat come back. Let me tell you, Max Schrex is going through and he's kind of like, stealing the power. He says, you can never have too much power, blah, blah, blah. And so I am going to commit, guys, to that bit, though. Don't think that just because I'm giving you a split second of explaining in real normal voice that I didn't forget about the promise I just made, that we're going to talk like Christopher Walken the rest of the review, even if it's a little troublesome and maybe my impression isn't all that great, but just have a little patience. Guys, let me also just say, Michael Keaton, where's the Batman? Where's this impressive Batman? He's better in this movie, but he's still not anything special. I don't understand the hype around the Michael Keaton Batman. Please someone explain it to me, because my brain, it just doesn't work as well. I'm seeing this as opposed to Christian Bale, and I know that's in the future, but he's just not doing it for me. He's just not getting it done. Every shot with Michael Keaton, they're like, I need you to look in the camera and just be very focused. Just be very, very focused all the time and do nothing else and never emote. And we had a love interest in Vicky Vale. Well, it turns out she can do with the duality of Batman, Bruce Wayne, Batman. I don't know which one it is, and apparently she didn't either, but they kind of write her off the script. It's really weird because Kim Basinger, very good in the first movie, and so Selena Kyle, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, as she's known on Key and Peele, she takes over and she's great, but she's very shy. And then she comes back as a zombie Catwoman, and she's suddenly crazy because she probably has CTE from falling 12 stories, and then the cats licked her to regain her health. Doesn't make any sense, but that's okay because we have a penguin man who comes from the sewers and he bites a man's nose off and it's bleeding, and he's running for mayor. It doesn't make any sense, but that's okay because this movie is really entertaining. So Max Schreck is supporting Penguin. He says he's a close family friend. He's a friend to all of Gotham City. And he's like, once again, make sure Gotham City doesn't know that we're stealing their power, because I need that power. This movie centers around Penguin, who is trying to play nice, but then eventually he's like, let me take over Gotham City. And he shoots out, he has a literal army of penguins, which I thought was a little bit much if you ask me, but he does send the penguin army in there. He straps rockets to them, like Sid in Toy Story, and he says, I'm going to kill hundreds and thousands. And guess what? Max Schreck gets captured later, and he's like, well, there's a monkey I'm in a cage, and there's a monkey watching guard. It's okay. It's a primate. It's man's pre-evolution. I can take over this monkey, get out of this cage. It's a great scene where Max is faced with seeing Selena for the first time, and she says, hello, Max, and she's got all this confidence, and he's like, oh, Miss Kyle, did you get hurt in a ski accident? Because that's why you're coming back from vacation early. And she's like, yes, of course. And Bruce is, they make Bruce, Michael Keaton, has the dumbest face you've ever seen. He's being there, and he's like, mouth open, like he's a mouth breather. I don't understand what the direction was in that scene. But anyway, guys, this impression is probably getting very old for some of you, and some of you are probably going to turn this video off. But you know what I say? It's fine. It's fine. Because you know why? Because you're not going to get your normal review here. You're going to get the Christopher Walken, because once he came into this movie, I said, wow, Christopher Walken, I didn't know you were in this movie. I didn't look up the cast beforehand. I didn't know anything about this movie. And you come in here and you tell me about the watch. And there's no watch in this movie. But I'll tell you what, your grandfather loved that watch. And that's probably not a line from anything, but we're improvising. It's fine. There's a penguin man in this movie, comes up from the sewers, tries to save a baby, steals the mayor's baby, and then acts like he saved it, when he's really got claws for hands. And it's like, what are we doing here? Rides a giant duck boat. It's like, wow, don't understand what's going on. But overall, guys, a very good movie. I really enjoyed my time with it. I'm kind of breezing over it, but just a lot of great scenes. Definitely liked it more than the first Batman. So that was a great surprise. I was really happy to do that. To move on to the hero we deserved here, guys, as I'm kind of just flying through this review, but sometimes you get a rabbit out of the hat, and sometimes you get a duck, sometimes a penguin. So the hero we deserve today is Danny DeVito as the Penguin, plays a real monster, bites a man's nose, has claw fingers, and then he fucking, he's just gross, and he's in the sewer, and he comes out of the sewer, and he says, rah! And he said, there's a woman over there, and he says, I'd like to fill her void. And there's a line where the Catwoman comes in, and he's like, just the pussy I was looking for. And I'm like, whoa, this movie is inappropriate. And why is he so sexually charged? The questions I'm asking, guys, who taught this man English? This man grew up in the sewers, and I'm saying, who taught him reading and writing? Because the rats didn't tell you. There's people living down there. Penguin's crew is really cool. They got the masks and shit on. Really, really awesome skulls. But I'm like, where did this man learn to read and write? Because the Christopher Walken School of Reading and Writing is closed. And I don't understand where he's coming from when he knows how to read and write, but he doesn't know his own name. He doesn't know Oswald Cobblepot. But maybe it's all a ruse. It's all a trick to get into the Gotham City's good graces. Danny DeVito, needless to say, he's just great in this movie. He's a real monstrosity. I was really disgusted looking at him. He had a really funny onesie. He's trying to take over Gotham in goddamn footy pajamas. And I was like, wow, it's fine. It's fine, Gotham. Don't worry about it. There's a penguin man. Can't fly, but he can sure as shit strap penguins to rockets and send them out and try to kill millions or hundreds of thousands. But it's fine. He bites a man's nose, but he's here for the people. And so I thought he was the best one. And Danny DeVito was great as a crazy person, and he gets the hero we truly deserve. Okay, and who watched the world burn, guys? It hurts my heart to say this, but it's Michael Keaton as Batman and Bruce Wayne. Guys, I'm going to say this. Bruce Wayne is kind of a dork in this series. This Bruce Wayne kind of sucks. He's lame. He's not a playboy philanthropist. He's not a guy who's bringing in women. He had Vicky Vale, and she was like, this is too weird for me. And I don't blame her because, hey, all you're doing is looking at the camera, Michael Keaton, and also Michael Caine, who plays a much better Alfred than this Alfred, no offense. And he's like, oh, hey, Michael Keaton, stare at the camera every time you're in a scene and just look. And that's all you're going to do. And you're not going to say much, and you're not going to have a personality as Bruce Wayne, and you're not going to do much as Batman. Your gadgets are going to do stuff. Also, why is someone just getting into your Batmobile and they're taking over the Batmobile? Penguin hijacks your Batmobile. That's your main form of transportation, and you're just letting them get in there. In the first movie, you didn't really take good care of the Batmobile either. You had to keep shielding it and not whatnot, but that's your primary mode of transportation, Bruce. So what are we doing here? I just thought Michael Keaton, he's not a great Batman, and he's not a great Bruce Wayne. So what are we doing? I don't understand why so many people like him, and maybe I'm just a little biased because I love Christian Bale, and I grew up on Christian Bale's Batman. But guys, I gotta say, Michael Keaton, you're the worst one in this movie. Okay, guys, that brings us to the score. And let me tell you, I think this impression is getting worse as the review goes on. But guys, I'm giving you an honest effort, and so hopefully you appreciate it. And if not, this will be the only video of the channel that you see, and you're missing out, my friend. Missing out. This one I really enjoyed. This one is an 8.9, much better than the first one. I was really disappointed in 1989 Batman. Everyone's ranting and raving. Oh, you've got to see the Batman. You've got to see Jack Nicholson. He's great, and he was great, but he was also kind of weird. And I know the Joker is kind of weird and unhinged, but this Danny DeVito Penguin, I think, dare I say, was better performance. And I think also Max Schreck, Christopher Walken as Max Schreck was very good. Honorable mention there. And I think that everyone was pretty good in this movie, except for Michael Keaton, who didn't do much. But this is just an enjoyable time, guys. I thought the action was pretty good. I thought Penguin's thugs were really good. I didn't love that they took control of Batmobile. There's a duck boat. Penguin dies, and then they literally carry his body into the ocean. The penguins drag him in there, which I thought was pretty funny. And then there's also Catwoman's introduction. The scene I didn't mention, guys, where she has hello there in her apartment. I don't know why she has that in there, but she's clearly like a loser, and she says she's pathetic, and she's got cats. And why are all these cats hanging out at Catwoman's place? Is she putting catnip on the windowsill? Why are there 10 stray cats that are coming in? Doesn't matter, because it looks dope as hell when it comes in and it says hell here. It's in this pink neon lighting, and you guys know I like that pink neon lighting, okay? Drive is one of my favorite movies. I love that aesthetic. And so that was cool as shit. I thought Catwoman was awesome. I thought she was unhinged. It didn't make any sense to me that she died and then the cats licked her and brought her back to life, but it's okay because it's a cat from Hocus Pocus. It's all good. But guys, I just really like this movie a lot more than the first one, and I think this is a much better watch. And I do like the Keaton films more now, but I still am like heavy in Christian Bale's corner, where I don't think this Michael Keaton even holds a candle to Bruce Wayne Batman of Christian Bale. So I do enjoy this a lot more now, guys. But yeah, this one is an 8.9. It's great. Okay, the rankings, guys. We're almost at the end here. And my one-dimensional impression is probably getting very old, but hopefully you can appreciate it. Batman Returns at number 1. Number 2 comes in 1989 Batman. Number 3, 1966 Batman. So guys, that means that these movies are getting better and better as they go, but we still have, I think, 2 more with Keaton, and so we'll kind of see how that shapes up. But this one was a vast improvement over the 1989 Batman. Even though I did still enjoy that movie, I thought it was okay. This one I thought was a really good film. I think it's just rewatchable, and that's where our standings are. 3 movies. Okay, well, guys, you made it to the end here. Congratulations, because I'm sure you didn't love hearing this impression, or you did love it, and this made you fall in love with the channel. And for that, I say thank you. Also, guys, one thing I want to say before I forget, Bruce Wayne takes off his mask here, and it's really cool, except it's really terrible because he like fucking rips it out, and it's like, you know, he almost like breaks the suit where he like pulls it off of like the latex or the spandex or whatever the hell his suit is made of. It's not like he just takes the cowl off. It's like it's part of this whole suit and he rips it off like it was never supposed to be brought off. It doesn't make any sense. And anyone knows you never take off your mask as Batman, because then the people know your true identity, Bruce, and that's dangerous. Yeah, thanks for checking out From Wayne to Wonder, guys. I promise you next week we will not have a Christopher Walken impression, but this is a special episode. I really enjoyed it, and so thanks for checking out Wayne to Wonder. Thanks for checking out Project Potter, and go like, comment, subscribe, of course, and until next week, guys, I'm Batman.